Have you ever heard the saying, the exception of the rule? I think that saying is baloney. And what do I mean about that? I say it's baloney. I don't believe it because everyone is unique. Everybody is different. Everybody sees the world differently. Everybody has different perspective in life. So when I hear, that person is just accepting the rule, but in reality, everybody's an exception to the rule because there's no rule, because nobody is normal. Nobody's the same. Everybody is different. Completely different. We may have we may think some similarity. We may have some aspect of us that kind of sort of agree, but not fully. But in reality, nobody's normal. No, everybody's different. The rule is no rule. We all different, and the people. I also don't for the most part. I don't believe in the data thing, especially when it comes to relationship data or lifestyle data or whatever it is, because I believe that those data are very biased, and also they don't ask every person in this planet. They don't. They ask a small percentage of people, maybe sometimes 100 people, sometimes 50, sometimes 1,000, but it's not really overall. And plus, and the people who do these polls that get called and ask these questions, guess what? They're gonna be also biased because they're gonna answer those questions by their life experiences and how they feel about things, so nothing is really stand in stone, nothing, right? And also the people who make these questions are also biased because they're gonna make these questions to sound a way for them to get the answer they're looking for. So in reality, most of the time, this data polls are baloney to me. They're biases in all aspects of life. Because everybody sees the world completely different. We don't supposed to be in the same box. This world always trying to put everybody in This world is trying to put everybody in a box. You're a woman, you go to the woman thing. Oh, you're a woman in black, you go to the woman in black box. Or you're a single mom, go to the single mom box. But guess what? Oh, you're a white man, you go to the white man in box. It's like they want to put everybody in a box. And that box for them, if you had to do X, Y, and Z. But in reality, that's not true at all. You don't need to follow the society's box because society's box is baloney. It's not real. It's just made up to control people, to tell you that this is how it's supposed to be. But in reality, no. Because I'm Puerto Rican. I don't consider myself Puerto Rican. I don't consider me as a human. But in paper, I'm Puerto Rican. I'm just a human being. That's it. But let's just say I go with that. I'm a Puerto Rican millennial woman. Right? Do all the Puerto Rican millennial women gonna think the same as me? No, we're not. We're two different people, right? And another woman's gonna think like me. No, because we're all different. We all gonna think differently. I could say this for sure because for years, I tried to understand why I was so different. For years, I was trying to understand why I don't fit in society's box. For years, I've been always trying to understand why I think differently, why this and why that. It's because I never ever believe in the social programming. I always knew that most of the stuff was all baloney, lies. I question everything. I don't believe most of the stuff. But you cannot just say that you belong in this box when in reality we are we all different. We are all different. No matter how much society is trying to say that every female in the world wants babies. Every female in the world wants to get married. In reality, that's not true, Bug. That's not true at all. There, yes, there are majority of women who want to be parents. That's 100% true. But guess what? Just because they want to be a parent doesn't mean they want to be a stay-at-home mom. You know what I mean? It's just like we are programmed to think that we all supposed to do the same thing, the same way of thinking, the same way of lifestyle, the same way of everything. But in reality, we are all different. We all like different things. We all engaging in different things in life, right? And I'm gonna put me in it again. Like when I see my sisters, my cousins, and we all, Puerto Ricans, but obviously. And I'm like, hold up, why I don't like what they like? It took me years to realize that it's okay to be different. But society makes you think, brainwashes you as a child so that you have to think just the same way as everybody else. But I'm going to put myself again. For me, I'm a female, right? I don't like makeup, right? And for years, even though I really didn't care about makeup, I still had that thought in my head, like, why I don't like makeup? Why I don't see the point of it? And then, I realized later in life, around this age, that I don't like it because it's not me. And it's okay not to be you. I don't like dressing up. I don't like wearing dresses because I just don't like it. I want to be comfortable, I don't like high heels because I don't want to have my feet hurt. And that's another whole subject. I don't believe in high heels. Sorry. Anyway, I just want everybody to understand that the whole thing of this person is an exception of the rule is baloney, because everybody is no rule. It is no rule to how you want to be, who you want to be, what you believe in, what you don't believe in. Nobody's normal. And we need to stop with this whole thing that everybody is normal. Nobody's normal. We all weird in our own unique ways. We all do silly things. But society wants us to be robots, wearing the same clothes. They don't want us to think. They just don't want us to be who we're supposed to be in our hearts. And that's the problem. That's the reason so many depression people. There's so much depression. It's because people are so scared to be themselves, because we've been brainwashed that we're supposed to be like your neighbor, like your friend, like some famous celebrity, and it's not true. And then we see these people, and then we end up being so criticized and hate these people because we feel some type of way in ourselves. So we have to heal ourselves and start just doing what is best for us, and stop with the whole nonsense that we had to be the same. We had to stop the nonsense that we all had to think the same. Not everybody wants to get married, and that's okay. Not everybody wants kids, and that's okay. Not everybody wants to travel, and that's okay. Not everybody wants a business, and that's okay. People just want to live and just have money for their bills and fun. Bills and fun, and that's what they want. We have to stop with the whole. I see a lot I used to be into red pill content because I was so curious. I have a curious mind, people. I don't know if you notice this, but I am a very curious person. So I end up going to look into everything because I'm curious. But anyway, that's not the whole topic. I used to go to see the red pill content, and a lot of these people always say, they always have girls in they're talking, these young girls that haven't realized a lot of stuff because they're in their 20s. They always say, your story is just an exception of the rule. And I used to get like, really? Like, just because you only met like a few people with like these red pill content people who have a group of people and saying that that one person is exception to the rule. Well, all those ladies in that room is exception to the rule, because all those ladies in that room think differently from each other. That's all. We all think differently. That's it. We all have to just start. We have to be curious in life and ask questions and go look for answers and do all this stuff. We forgot to be curious. A lot of people forgot how to be curious, or they never have curious in their nature. And when you have curious in your nature, you end up questioning everything. You end up learning things. You end up opening your mind. But if you don't be curious, you're gonna think that you're supposed to be like this famous person, or your friend, or your neighbor, or your coworker. In reality, it's okay that you're not like them, because you're unique. Everybody is unique. Everyone is unique, and that's what I just want to spread. It's okay to be unique. It's okay to be different. It's okay not to follow what society wants you to think. It's okay to be just who you are. Don't be afraid who you are. It takes a long time to just be comfortable who you are. But once you start that journey of finding who you are, you couldn't be happier in your life. And that's what it matters. It matters that you're happy with your life. So remember, go find yourself and be happy. Have a nice day.